We're back. Wow. Like, subscribe, whatever. Bullshit. We're back. Alright, let's do it. Gotta record these video session because I'm gonna be in Japan. Let's hope this lasts until I come back. It should. It should. Anyways. Um, show starts off. Me calling out Finn Balor to tell him we're gonna find a number one contender for his match tonight. Or for his title tonight. He says, there's no one on the roster worthy of a match for that title. I say, I disagree. And I say tonight, we will have Ilya Dragunov versus CM Punk to see who the new number one contender is. Finn freaks out, and so do the rest of the Undisputed Era. Alright, we start off with this match. Tiffany and Bliss retain their titles. Uh, After the match, Zelina and Michin come out to confront Bliss and Tiffany, and they say they're up next. Right, then right away we go into Theory versus Braun, apparently. Uh, uh, Theory gets the W. These two have had a few matches going back and forth. I think it's 2-1 right now, I believe. Yeah, 2-1 for Theory. Theory sticks his hand out after the match to shake Braun's hand, but Braun is hesitant. It's the second time he's lost to Theory. But finally, he gives in, shakes his hand, only to pull him in, pick him up, and hit him with a power slam. Braun picks him up again, does it one more time before leaving. Alright, backstage, the Shield is with Paul Heyman. Roman says, look, at Clash of the Castle, we're getting those titles back. No one could have predicted the numbers game could have played such a massive role in that outcome. Heyman looks at Roman confused and says, I did. I warned you that this would happen. They have too much of an advantage. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant someone who wasn't busy stabbing us in the back. I said I was sorry, and it was one time. The thing, kind of thing is hard to just forgive and forget, Paul. He gets cut off by a knock on the door. Mox opens it and gets hit right in the face with the IC Championship. The Undisputed Era rush in and quickly overpower the Shield, leaving him down and out. Adam Cole goes to Paul and says, you tell them when they wake up that they are fighting a losing battle. We're keeping these championships, and they need to get to the back of the line. All right. This match, Pete Dunne pins Logan Paul. Fuck it. All right. Rox is getting ready to go to the ring when she runs into Bailey. You've been looking pretty helpless out there recently, Rox. Like you could use some help. Am I getting that right? I'm the champion. This is my division. I don't need any help. Are you sure about that? Because last week looked like you were getting your shit rocked. What do you want? Oh, I don't want anything. Nothing too big. I'm just here to say, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine, you know? I'm good for now. Thanks for the offer. Bailey's just watching Rox walk away when Lola Vice and Stephanie Valcourt come up to her and say, we should talk. Alright. CM Punk is walking towards the ring, all bruised up, when Mox goes up to him and says, so you think you could just take my chance to earn a title shot or what? Punk chuckles and says, yeah, actually I do. I'm a bigger draw than you, kid. I'm the biggest draw this company has. I've earned whatever shot is given to me. If you're such a draw, then where's your WrestleMania main event, pal? Punk gets into Moxie's face and then backs up. Tell Heyman that I'll be expecting him ringside at my title match. See you around. Alright. Roxanne gets in the ring. Brie, Nikki, and Natalia make their way to the ring as well. Rox is about to speak when Bree just straight up attacks her. They all immediately start jumping Rox without warning. Rox is getting beat down when Bailey's music hits. She helps kind of even the numbers. The Bellas retreat. Rox is up looking at Bailey. Bailey sticks out her hand for a handshake. Rox just grabs her title and walks off. Alright. CM Punk versus Ilya. They're putting up a banger of the match. Punk hits his GTS, goes for the cover. One, two. Finn, JD, and Nakamura attack both of them. Match ends in a no contest. Finn's yelling at them that none of them are good enough to challenge for the title. I come out after and say this isn't the first time Finn has done this, and now he knows what's about to happen. Next week, triple threat for his title. Finn versus Ilya versus Punk. Intercontinental Championship. They freak out. Alright. Obafemi and Gunther have a contract signing. Oba starts off by saying, "You are a coward, a fake champion, someone who doesn't deserve to be in this company. You were so scared I was going to win Money in the Bank, you decided to cheat me." Gunther takes a second. He's looking at Oba confused. "Oba, I don't understand. I didn't do a damn thing to you. I just wanted to come out early and congratulate you on what appeared to be your victory. But the second you heard my music, you jumped off the ladder to come to attack me. That's not my fault. You were blinded by tunnel vision, and that clash at the castle, it'll be your downfall." Oba is about to speak when Adam Cole's music hits. They both look confused. "Alright, cut my music," Cole says while standing at the top of the ramp, slowly walking his way down. "Oba, you just got here, and you're already getting a world title opportunity. I've been here for 8 months already, and I've barely even sniffed a number one contenders match. Not anymore. I'm calling my shot. Whichever one of you walks out of Clash as champion, watch your back, because the Undisputed Era is coming for all the gold." "Adam, you're a true comedian," Hope says. "Standing here in this ring, with all this meat surrounding you, you don't belong here. You're an annoyance, if anything, like a gnat." "Yes, I agree," Gunther jumps in. "You have no business being in here. Why don't you go find something to do that won't get you slaughtered?" Cole feels embarrassed by their reaction, and he just storms off. And we get the main event. Chelsea and Piper are ringside. Chelsea only wants to have to defend her title against one person, so they're cheering for Rhea. In the end, Rhea and Bianca are down after Rhea hits a little comeback spot. Chelsea signals for Piper to distract the ref. As Piper is distracting the ref, Chelsea grabs a chair. She goes to swing at Bianca. Bianca gets out of the way, uh, and Chelsea accidentally hits Rhea right in the face with it. Chelsea is shocked from uh, Chelsea's shocked from behind. Bianca grabs Chelsea, hits a KOD onto her, picks up Rhea, hits a KOD on Rhea onto the chair, throws out the chair. Ref no longer distracted as she counts 1, 2, 3. Bianca finally pins Rhea, and it is now a triple threat at Clash for the Women's U.S. Championship.
Okay. Drew McIntyre opens the show and demands to see either Seth Rollins or Big E. Big E comes out and says, "Drew, what are you doing? You're still in concussion protocol and you should be at home resting right now." Drew says, "Big E, you know I can't do that. You kept giving Seth Rollins rematch after rematch, and he finally got lucky and took the only thing that matters to me in this world. I want my title back." Big E says, "Well, Drew, you and I both know the only way you get a rematch is to clear concussion protocol. We can't be putting you out there risking your long-term health for a problem that can wait." Drew says he doesn't care about his long-term health, he just wants his world title back. Biggie then raises his voice and says, Drew, I am your boss and I am telling you you are not wrestling, then I damn well mean it. Now get out of the ring, get your stuff, and I am sending you home until you clear concussion protocol. Am I clear? Drew then takes a moment and says, Biggie, I want my title rematch. But me and you go way back, so I'll do you this favor. But when I come back, I want my rematch. Biggie promises Drew a rematch once he returns. And then go to commercial, come back. First match in the third round of the Women's IC Tournament. Lyra Valkyria versus Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka picks up the win. Seth Rollins then confronts Big E about sending Drew McIntyre home and granting him a rematch upon his return. Big E says, well, since Drew was the previous champion, I felt it adequate to grant him a rematch, but for his own good, I sent him home. I don't want somebody randomly attacking a man with a concussion because he is putting himself in harm's way. Sometimes you have to take control out of somebody's hands to ensure the betterment for their health. Speaking of your world title, though, Seth, we need to find you a challenger for Clash at the Castle. So here's what I have planned. Through the next 2 weeks, I'm going to set up two triple threats. Scratch that. I'm going to set up a triple threat for tonight to set up a challenger for you at Clash at the Castle. Whoever wins, yeah, whoever wins that triple threat tonight will be your challenger for Clash. How does that sound? Seth says it sounds good and he looks forward to showcasing his abilities as a new World Heavyweight Champion. In the background of the shot, you can see Karrion Kross's hourglass. Um, the final testament then comes across AJ Styles and Ethan Page and tells them that they need to stop their pursuit of the tag titles. Tonight they're going out there and going to prove it to the whole world that they deserve a rematch for them. And when they get that rematch against the New Day, they will prove that it was just a fluke victory. Ethan Page says, well, we have a tag match next week to continue our undefeated streak as the best tag team in the world. And when we win that, I think Big E will be inclined to give us the tag title shot instead. Ricochet laughs and says, you guys don't even have a team name yet. Why would Big E give you a shot at anything? AJ then chimes in and says, hey, we may not have a team name yet, but that doesn't make us any less deserving of tag title shots than you. Ricochet says, coming from the man who hasn't held a title in how long? Yeah, get out of my face and keep your eyes on the product because you're about to see how a proper tag team handles business. AOP head to the ring. They take on Motor City Machine Guns. The New Day are on commentary for this match, but Authors of Pain pick up the win. Um, Biggie is then seen in his office when Kevin Owens walks in. Biggie says to Kevin, I want to speak to you about Braun Breaker. Last week he attacked you and I wanted to know what you wanted to do about it. Kevin says, you want to know what I want to do? Kevin says, firing the man seems like the best option. I mean, he's trying to take out a champion. That is ridiculous and should be punished severely. Biggie says, now you know I can't just fire Braun. I was thinking about setting you guys up for one more match for the US title. Kevin says, so you're just going to reward bad behavior. No, that's simply unacceptable. If you want him to have another crack at this US title, he needs to earn it. I'm not handing out any more title shots just because he feels like spearing me. Biggie says he can earn it. Do you have an opponent in mind? Kevin says he doesn't care. As long as Braun actually earns a title shot, then the opponent doesn't matter. Biggie says, okay, well, I'll get that match set up for the main event tonight then. We then go to the entrance, not the entrance, like the entrance into the parking lot for the arena, and you see Sami Zayn arrive to the arena, obviously still feeling the effects of the attack from the Bloodline or Bloodline Wolfpack. Bronson Reed is quick to greet him. Bronson says how happy he is to see Sami when Sami cuts him off. He says to Bronson, I have one simple question for you. Did you know? Bronson seems confused and says, know what? Sami says, don't play me for someone stupid. I saw you speaking to Solo. I keep hearing about this plan, and then I get attacked. So one more time, Bronson, did you know? Bronson says, I swear on everything, Sami, I did not know. I've been by your side for how long now? Why would I betray our friendship after all we've been through? Sami says, Bronson's right. He still wants to get payback on Solo, though, and they head down to the ring. Sami Zayn calls out Bloodline Wolfpack, and they come out and stand at the top of the ramp. Solo says to Sammy, it is nice to see you back on your feet. I hope you understand I needed to send a message, and you just happen to be the perfect example. Sammy says, Solo, I don't care about you wanting to send an example. All I care about is sending a message back to you, and the way I'm going to do that is one-on-one. Solo says, you want me in a one-on-one match? Against who? Sammy says, you damn well know who I want. I want you, Solo, to face me right now. Solo laughs and says, Sammy, come on. Have some common sense. You definitely are not even close to being ready to have a one-on-one. But I get your frustration, so here's what I can do for you. I'm giving you the next couple of weeks to recover, then at Clash at the Castle I'll give you your one-on-one. Just understand, Sammy, sometimes the things you want are the very things that will destroy you. And at Clash, Sammy, I will destroy you. We then move into the World Heavyweight Title number one contender match between Cody, Damian Priest, and Swerve Strickland. Swerve picks up the win. Cody Rhodes is visibly upset after the loss when Swerve comes past him celebrating. They're in the backstage area now. Cody stops Swerve and says, hey, it's the man that filled my spot at our previous employer after I left. And look at you now, still taking my spots. Swerve says, taking your spots? Cody, I don't know if you realize this, but it was a triple threat out there. Every man for himself. That means all three of us had an equal opportunity to win, so don't try to act like you got cheated. You lost. Plain and simple. As for me filling your spot in our previous employer, well, once again, you'd be wrong, because I came out a top star over there. No one was on my level. I didn't handicap the amount of success I could have. If I wanted it, I got it, and now I'm back here, and I want the World Heavyweight title, and I'll be damned if I don't get it. Swerve then walks away. We then see Big E bring the Final Testament into his office and says, we have a couple of things to discuss. I know you guys are working towards getting a tag title rematch, and luckily for you, I've come up with a plan. With you guys being the former champions, I should grant you a title rematch by default. But with the recent success of the newly formed Ethan Page and AJ Styles, I feel like a possible match could be made. Next week, Page and Styles have another tag match, and I was thinking if they could pull off another win, then on the Go Home show it would be the Authors of Pain taking on Page and Styles. Ricochet says, so you're forcing us to earn a title rematch even though you yourself just said we should have one by default. Biggie says, yep. Look, I know that may not sound good, but I have a sweetener for you. You see, I have a number one contenders match for the US title tonight, and I was thinking if you're willing to play ball with me regarding the tag titles, then Ricochet, you could be placed into that match in the main event tonight. Ricochet says, shoot, you're saying coming out of Clash, let alone could the Final Testament be draped in tag gold, but your boy could also have some US gold around his shoulder? Biggie says if all goes well, then yeah, that could be the outcome. Ricochet says there's no if. We will be draped in all the gold coming out of Clash. Thanks for looking out for us, boss. Let's go, guys. We then head down to the ring for another match in the women's IC tournament, Ember Moon versus Paige. Um, Paige is seemingly starting to get desperate already in the tournament. The referee gets distracted and Paige grabs a chair. She goes to swing it at Ember, but Ember reverses it and takes the chair from Paige. Ember then smacks the chair against the mat, throws it back at Paige. Paige catches it, and when the referee turns around, they see Paige standing with the chair and Ember Moon down on the mat. They call for the DQ. Ember Moon wins via DQ. Giving herself up half a point and Paige losing a point. Cora Jade is then being interviewed when she is asked about her match with Becky. Cora says that was one of the toughest matches she has ever had in her career, but in the end, she held on to her title. See, I am more than just a brat, or as some coin, the brat with a belt. I am the women's champion. I am the top player in the game today. No one is on my level. Sure, I shook Becky's hand after that match, but that's because when you go through war with somebody, the least you can do is show some respect. Now, I understand Charlotte seems to be in my near future, but she will soon learn, just like everybody else, that I am not a paper champion. I'm as real as they get. And Charlotte, you may call yourself a queen, but when I'm through with you, you'll be no more than a fossil who just didn't know when to get out of my way. Braun Breaker is then interviewed about Kevin Owens. Braun says, Kevin, you have tried on 2 separate occasions to take me out of action, but you can't take out a man like me. Tonight you have forced me to earn another title shot, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't care who is about to meet me in that ring. I'm going to spear them in two, then at Clash I'm taking back my US title, and maybe as a special reward I can put you on the shelf instead. Then head out for the main event, Braun Breaker versus Ricochet, number 1 contenders for the US title. Braun Breaker picks up the win.